Hello, welcome to Lovely's Crafting Lodge. So my progress today is for Journal Madness 2022. I keep forgetting to say that. I have this giant book. It's so big. That I put on top of things that I need to press down to kind of flatten them out. And I did not do that last night after I did my gluing work. And yeah, so I just had it on there for a little bit this morning, but I think it did the job. So anyway, let me get this out of the way. Sorry for the wiggle. I think this weekend I'll be able to get a better setup as far as lighting and whatnot. So we will see. Okay, so my progress. I have taken the ones that I already selected the paper for that I showed you yesterday, and I went ahead and glued it there. I used just a glue stick, this kind of glue, and I don't like any glue stick, so when I first started crafting, I was like, there has to be a glue stick for me. No, there's not. Okay, so what I'm doing here is now just cutting. It doesn't have to be exactly around the item, but it's just kind of like a close trim. The reason I do this is so I can maneuver it through the sewing machine better. I'm not hand stitching these or anything. I'm using a sewing machine, and the edges peel up. See how the edge just peels up, and that's why I'm sewing it, is to make sure it stays secure. I know I could use wet glue or different types of glue or even a different glue stick probably, but this is what I have and this is what I want to use. So our Snickers, 2 of our Snickers are here, and remember, these are our little free gifts. So I'm going to go ahead and start stacking these to the side. Yeah, so this is like our covers, and then this is our not free gift, but you know, well, I guess it is free, but it's like a little special gift. And yeah, so I'm just kind of trimming these out right now. This is so much different than last year's Journal Madness, but it is a lot of fun. I like that, you know, a lot of the time you'll have like a self-imposed rule or pressure that you have about something. And I like that this year I didn't feel the pressure to have to make new themed journals. Seeing as I was going through, and I was actually looking, I was like, okay, which ones do I want to do? Because I have several themed journals that I have in mind, and ones that I've already done themes for, like specifically I'm thinking Celestial and Dragon. I've already done themes for those, but I absolutely loved doing them, and I want to do more. Obviously different things and techniques, but the main theme is still Celestial, Dragon, Unicorn, glitter, like bright colors. And yeah, so like I have a lot of stuff. I have a lot of stuff gathered for all of those themes. And some of them are stamps, and like rubber stamps or cling stamps, and you can reuse those like till the end of time. So like I want to use those. And when I was going through, kind of like trying to narrow it down, honestly, because I had so many that I wanted to do, I was just like coming across these packaging pieces that I had either already completely made the cover for, and some of them I had already selected and torn the pages. And then I was like, why am I making a problem, basically? Like, why am I going through here and making new journals start to finish when I already have some that are like in process or in progress? And that actually made me think of when I first started. Isn't that so cool? When I first started junk journaling, and oh gosh, I've created another process. Okay, we'll work on that in a second. I'll talk to you. When I first started, everyone, was like, scrap busting, what to do with your scraps, da da da. I'm like, but how do you get scraps? I didn't understand. because I had watched so many videos that I nearly had no scraps because one, I hadn't made that many things, and two, all of the videos I was watching was using scraps and advice, you know, this and that. And I was like, I just don't have scraps because they said, you know, oh, you know, your scraps, use them for tabs, use them for tags, use them for this, use them for, and so my inventions were probably lackluster, and I just didn't have massive amounts of scraps that seemingly everyone else did. And people would be like, oh, I just need to go and work on that one. I started it years ago. And in my head, I'm like, how did you start a journal and not finish it? Like, I don't understand how that's possible. And I'm typically not like a start to finish kind of person. Like, I like to feel things. I like the creative flow of things. I like, I'm just not a start to finish person. But on some things, like when I'm first learning, I really am. I learned that about myself. I really am a start to finish person in some things. So I would have one idea. I would gather up all the materials. It would take me weeks to gather up the materials that I wanted, you know, saving packaging, pulling scrapbook paper, you know, searching, scouring for a digital kit or a page out of a very specific book. Like, it was, honestly, it was kind of silly. And I feel like I was purposely holding myself back. Just maybe being a little bit afraid to actually do the work. So anyway, here we are, fast forward, and now I have projects everywhere. And they actually, I have so many, in fact, that I could pull them together with a theme of in process. Like getting stuff done that's in process. Sorry, I know I keep bumping the table. It is, I'm so sorry. So, okay, so what I'm doing here is, these are the two end pieces from the packaging that I have. And if I want a really big spine, I could make it large like this because it's going to come up and fold, right? But I don't. I want just a smaller kind of spine, so I'm going to go right here. For this, I think I'm actually going to use wet glue because the glue stick, when I'm using it, it shakes the table madly. Like, does not even make sense for it to be that shaky, but it's a nice table too. It's kind of frustrating / odd. All right, so I'm just putting this down right here, and I'm going to do the same. So see how I have it face the other way? Because when it folds, it's going to be like back to back. So that is just kind of what I've come up with. I do hope that you all are joining in, and I feel like this type of theme of Journal Madness might reach out to more people than the start to finish theme. You know, first year, first beginner, however you want to say it, crafter. I had a lot to learn. I still have a lot to learn, but I think that, you know, over time, things are just kind of coming together. And one thing I have to say that has helped it come together is, so I guess the ebb and flow of not only life, but creativity, progress. This whole time I have been working towards progress, getting better, bettering my skills, putting myself in different types of markets, I guess. Maybe not markets. Venues. Yes, venues. So I do have an Etsy shop, and but I don't have like a big social media following or anything. So people that just happen upon me, you know, make purchases, and they're repeat customers, which is a good, I'm learning that is a good attribute, is if your customers are coming back. So that's well and good, but I guess I'm trying to find the way to say this. So let's just skip over it for now. We'll come back. Just working on the stuff that you have in progress, I think, is sometimes when you're not feeling the full creative flow, if you will. And it feels kind of like glue booking for me. When I'm glue booking or like harvesting a magazine or something like that, I find that I can still feel very creative, but it is more of a feeling than it is a brain function. Like, I don't have to think about anything when I'm doing that. Yeah, it's like cutting is a muscle memory, you know, like it's embedded, it's there, it's around. Yeah, so all I'm doing is just like kind of like flipping the pages and like feeling the pages. Like, what is this page telling me? What is this about? Yeah, so these scraps that I cut off, the offcuts or whatever you want to call them, I'm just going to go ahead and put over here in that same pile of the offcuts that I was already doing. And I'm going to put the cardboard pieces for the special gifts over there too. So this one, I knew I needed to use wet glue on because the inside of the box has kind of like this shininess to it. And I've used this box before, so I have experience with it. And what do you think? Oh, you can't answer. Well, you can answer, but I won't hear it in time. So maybe this one. How do I have this folded? Yeah, see, that's not what I want. I want it single signature like that. So I'm just going to trim this down. So as I said before, I'm not a big measurement person. I don't know. I don't like it. I think it's fun to just kind of not just use what you have, but not be real exact. I think that's why I never really got into card making. I think I'm pretty creative, but I'm just not really into card making. It seems like it's so many rules maybe, and it's like so exact. It has to be, 7/8 this and, this weight of paper and stuff. And I imagine for some people that's not the case. They just kind of make cards and they're gorgeous and brilliant, but I don't really enjoy making cards like that. So these are going to have to dry before I cut them out. So this one, okay, this is a perfect example. Like right here, I can't just go and, well, I guess not before I cut them out, before I sew them for sure. So let me just trim this out right here and I'm putting it down in that giant red book just to let you guys know, like to give it a nice good press. So this one, like I can't put it this way and have full coverage. I can't put it this way and have full coverage. So what I'm going to do is like, this is how I measure. Like about right there. Do I have enough room? Almost. I can put a piece of lace. Or is it bigger this way? Which I can already tell it's not. Or I could go like this. Leave it hanging off on both sides and put something, know that I'm going to put a ribbon closure down at the bottom, or I'm going to fold it up at the bottom. Or I could do it like, sorry, let's keep it one way. I could do it like this, where I know I'm going to have a large gap over here, so I could create a pocket. And that is actually what I'm going to do. So I'm going to use this side because I want this side exposed like that. Yeah, I like that. So this is going to be the front of it. And then this is going to be the back / bottom. Okay, so to come back to what I was saying before, I think I went too far with the glue. Yeah, so to come back to what I was saying before, there's a time where you need to take a break, and it's kind of like, not necessarily like a sabbatical. I feel like it's actually kind of the opposite of a sabbatical. I feel like for me, I have a busy life and it's all things that I love, absolutely love, but the only creativity, the only creativity function I can do during the day sometimes is to have my ear on a podcast, or to have my ear on a video, or opposite, I might be able to have my eyes on a video but no sound. So I think maybe I'm kind of unique in that way. Maybe not. So I find myself consuming a lot like a sabbatical, right? You're in the thralls of it, you're in the heat of it, you're learning and absorbing and discovering it, like an immersion, right? But then you come back to, when your sabbatical's over, you come back to your quote unquote real life. You come back to where you are going to apply all of those skills that you've just acquired. All right, fingers crossed for this micro tip, guys. Okay, so comes up to about right here. So I consume and I consume, and I see, I have, I have streamers, and I have YouTube craft friends that I just really enjoy. I enjoy consuming their content. I enjoy them. All of the above, right? Yes, everything, yes. But at some point, I need to step away and stop consuming and start creating. And I believe that is possibly how I got into this situation of having countless works in progress. I just didn't have them. I was just taking the time to start them, to kind of get the idea out into the world, if you will. But I wasn't taking the time to finish them. And I was trying too hard to model and use the same skills, tools, materials as the people I was watching. No fault to them at all. Like, they offer the suggestions they do because people are asking them. And I was one of those people asking. I'm talking like specifically when I first started. Just a little background, like, I'm not a crafter. I haven't been a crafter my whole life or anything like that. Like, I've always had a very strong draw towards art and artwork and creativity, but I never applied it. So here we are. So anyway, I think it's important to be able to find your skills and your balance and things that you enjoy doing while still pushing forward to grow. But don't forget that you just sometimes need to create and be you, so you can be on your sabbatical and, or you could be on your information gathering or whatever you want to call it. You can be on that, team for a while, but at some point you got to hop off and you actually got to create and kind of figure out your own stuff. And that's, I feel like a good balance, balance in everything, right? Everything in moderation. A good balance of that is, creating and then consuming and creating and consuming and kind of just flowing back and forth between the two like that. So advice from my partner was, maybe you are consuming too much, that it's not allowing my own growth, So I looked back and, man, talk about nail on the head, like, what is my style? And I'm new. I really don't have a style. I'm just kind of figuring it out. I like everything. I like the lacy stuff. I like the old stuff. I like digitals. I like packaging. I love scrapbook paper, regular paper, dyed paper. I love dyeing paper. It's so much fun. But there's just kind of everything. I like everything. And so I need to explore everything. And instead of consuming so much, maybe I just need to create more. So I guess this is my way of saying to you all, I'm going to be maybe changing up a little bit the videos, and I don't have a set schedule quite yet, but that's what I'm working towards. So maybe leave in the comments like when you like to watch, or what you like to watch, you know, different kinds of things. But right now I'm just kind of bringing you along for what I'm doing, and I'd love to see what you all are doing too. That's the biggest part of Journal Madness, is like the whole, I don't say the whole world, but you know, a lot of people are putting together their March Madness brackets and watching all the games, or a lot of the games. There are so many games, and it's fun and it's exciting and that's cool. But like, I'm jazzed about journals, and they're fun and exciting too. So whether you're finishing up projects, or you're starting new projects, or you're just doing one little thing that's playing in a journal that's already been created, tag me on whatever social media that you like to use, and I'm using the hashtag Journal Madness 2022 just to keep it all together so we all can see what each other are doing. I don't have Facebook. I don't have a Facebook group. I would say that's the one social media that I don't frequent or understand really. So unfortunately, if you're on there only, I guess we'll just have to wait till another time to share our work together. But yeah, this is all I have today, and I will get you guys an update on the next step that I do. And I'll see you back here next time at Lovely's Crafting Lunch.